5 creepy true Walmart horror stories. Story 1. The Tire Center Part 1. My name is Marcus, and I was 27 years old when this happened. I was waiting for my tires to be rotated at a Walmart auto center in suburban Houston, Texas on a Saturday morning. It was around 10:15 a.m., and the waiting area was nearly empty. A man sat down next to me and started asking questions. Personal questions. Where did I work? Did I live nearby? Did I have family in the area? When I stood up to leave, he grabbed my wrist and said he knew which car was mine. Subscribe now and leave a comment below, because that man had been watching me for weeks. Part 2. The questions started casually. Weather sports normal small talk. Then they got specific. Nice watch. You must do pretty well. What do you do for work? You come here often, I think I've seen you before. You live in those apartments off Westheimer, right? He knew where I lived. He had been watching me. I pulled my wrist free and walked to the service counter. That man is harassing me. Call security. He left before security arrived, but he was sitting in his car when I walked out an hour later. Part 3. I drove to the police station instead of home. They could not arrest him without a direct threat, but they took my report. For a week, nothing happened. Then I found a note at my apartment door. I know your schedule now. See you soon. Police increased patrols. They caught him 3 days later parked outside my building at 2 a.m. His name was Vernon Dale Simmons, 46 years old. He had stalking charges in 4 states. In his car they found photographs of people from Walmart auto centers across Houston, notes about their vehicles and addresses. He was convicted and sentenced to 12 years. Part 4. A man used a Walmart service center to find victims. He learned their cars, their schedules, their lives. If you wait at auto centers, stay alert. Notice questions that feel too personal. Report anyone who makes you uncomfortable, because predators find victims in unexpected places. Story 2. The Pharmacy Line Part 1. My name is Jasmine, and I was 24 years old when this happened. I was picking up a prescription at a Walmart pharmacy in suburban Atlanta, Georgia on a Tuesday evening. It was around 6:45 p.m., and the pharmacy area was busy. A man was standing too close behind me in line, close enough to hear my conversation with the pharmacist, my name, my address, my medication. When I turned around, he smiled and whispered that he knew what was wrong with me now. Subscribe now and leave a comment below, because that man used pharmacy lines to find vulnerable people. Part 2. He had heard everything. My full name when I verified the prescription, my address when I confirmed it, the medication I was picking up. Interesting prescription, Jasmine. I bet you need someone to take care of you. I found security immediately. By the time they responded, he was gone. But he appeared at my apartment building 3 days later. I called police. They found him sitting in his car watching my window. His name was Harold Eugene Patterson, 49 years old. In his vehicle, they found notes about dozens of people, all gathered from pharmacy lines. He was convicted of stalking and sentenced to 8 years. Part 3. A man used pharmacy counters to gather personal information about strangers. Be aware of who is nearby when discussing medical information. Lower your voice. Watch for people standing too close. Your privacy is worth protecting. Story 3. The Garden Center, Part 1. My name is Brianna, and I was 26 years old when this happened. I was shopping in the garden center at a Walmart in suburban Phoenix, Arizona on a Thursday evening. It was around 8:15 p.m. and the outdoor section was nearly empty. A man followed me through the aisles, pretending to look at plants. When I tried to leave through the exterior gate, he blocked my path and asked if I needed help carrying things to my car. His smile did not reach his eyes. Subscribe now and leave a comment below, because that man was waiting for me in the parking lot. Part 2. I pushed past him and ran toward the main store. I told a manager what happened. Security escorted me to my car. The man was gone. I thought it was over. But when I got home, his truck was parked on my street. He had followed me without my noticing. I called 911 from inside my locked car. Police found him watching my apartment. In his truck, they found rope tape and photographs of women at Walmart garden centers across the city. His name was Gregory Dean Whitfield, 44 years old. He was convicted and sentenced to 15 years. Part 3. A man used an isolated store section to target victims. He followed them home. Never go to isolated areas alone. Check for followers when leaving stores. Trust your instincts. Story 4. The Overnight Shift. Part 1. My name is Terrell, and I was 23 years old when this happened. I worked the overnight stocking shift at a Walmart in rural Mississippi. It was a Wednesday night, 3:30 a.m., and I was organizing shelves in the back corner of the store. The building was closed to customers. I heard footsteps behind me, heavy breathing. When I turned around, a man was standing there holding a metal pipe. He'd hidden in the store before closing. Subscribe now and leave a comment below, because he had been waiting for hours. Part 2. Where is the safe? I backed away slowly. I do not have access. I just stock shelves. He swung the pipe. I ducked and ran. I screamed for help, racing toward the main floor. 2 co-workers appeared. The man saw them and fled toward the loading dock. Security caught him at the exit. His name was Raymond Earl Hutchins, 47 years old. He had hidden in our bathroom before closing, waiting for employees to be isolated. He had done this at 3 other stores. 2 people had been hurt. He was convicted and sentenced to 18 years. Part 3. A man hid in our store for hours, waiting for someone alone. If you work overnight retail, check every hiding spot. Never work isolated areas alone, because predators wait in the darkness. Story 5. The Parking Lot. Van Part 1. My name is Alia, and I was 22 years old when this happened. I was loading groceries into my car at a Walmart in suburban Denver, Colorado on a Saturday afternoon. It was around 4:15 p.m. and the lot was moderately busy. I closed my trunk and noticed a white van parked directly behind my car, blocking me in. It had not been there minutes earlier. The engine was running. 2 figures sat inside watching me. Subscribe now and leave a comment below, because that van was not there by accident. Part 2. I pulled out my phone immediately. 911. There's a van blocking my car at the Walmart on Colorado Boulevard. 2 people inside. Engine running. The van's door slid open. A man stepped out. Hey, we just need directions. I ran toward the store phone, still connected to the dispatcher. The man did not chase me. He got back in the van and drove away. But police tracked the plates. Carl Douglas Patterson and Vernon Dale Hobbs, both with extensive criminal records, both connected to 3 missing persons across Colorado. They found rope and photographs in the van, pictures of shoppers at Walmart locations, notes about who was alone. They are both serving life sentences. Part 3. I was almost another photograph in their collection. If a van blocks your car, do not approach. Go back inside, call police. Because sometimes the van is hunting. The end. If these stories scared you, leave a comment below and tell me which one was the most terrifying. And remember, the next time you visit a Walmart, pay attention to your surroundings. Watch for people asking personal questions. Protect your privacy at pharmacy counters. Avoid isolated sections alone. And always check the parking lot before approaching your car. Because predators are everywhere. They listen at pharmacy lines. They follow you through garden centers. They hide until closing time. They block your car with vans. And they are always watching, always planning, always waiting. Stay alert. Stay safe. Trust your instincts.